Hello there guys, it's Stephen here with the Manchester City versus Feyenoord Champions League preview. The Champions League is back, as is all the drama and all the nonsense that goes with it, but we have to love it even if it is a little bit annoying at times. But we've got Feyenoord away from home, the famous Rotterdam team, to start a campaign, arguably one of our easier games, I guess. I guess the Feyenoord fans would probably disagree, but on paper it looks like a more welcoming proposition than away to Shakhtar or away to Napoli. But before I get into that, don't forget I'm being sponsored by the lovely people at OneFootball, so go and download their app in the description below for all Manchester City news, stats, previews and all that kind of stuff, and all your aggregated info. For example, I found out about Pep's quotes today about Yaya and some slight problems between him allegedly. I'll get onto that in a bit, first via OneFootball, so go and check that out. Anyway, let's get on to the preview. Before I get on to the preview though, actually, and I'm just changing my mind here briefly, I want to talk about Phil Foden very, very quickly, because apparently around every single championship team and Celtic offered about 1.5 million to loan him for the season, but City rejected that, and I'm happy about that because he is only recently 17 years old. He's a baby in footballing terms, and I think a season out on loan would have been a little bit too preemptive in my opinion. He'll learn a lot more staying around the first team squad, learning from the likes of David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Yaya Toure, maybe Aguero, Sane, a lot of him, Pep Guardiola. He's got so much to learn being around these senior players at such an impressionable young age, so I'm glad we'll see him, and hopefully we'll see him play against West Brom in the Carabao, whatever it's called, Carabao Cup, in about 2 or 3 weeks time. Anyway, let's get on to the actual preview. Now, it's the whole cliche that there isn't any easy games in the Champions League. There is some easier games. Feyenoord are technically probably the easiest on paper, maybe. Someone would disagree and say Shakhtar, but they're one of the games that we should be winning in this group, but we have got them away from home at first. Now, the Rotterdam crowd is known for being vociferous, put it that way. They are a vocal bunch. They are a feisty bunch, and given the fact that they've started the season with 4 wins on the bounce, scoring 12 goals, well, they're in confident form. They play 4-4-3 formation-wise. They attack well, though I suspect they will sit a little bit deeper than normal, given the fact that their main man, the Nikolai Jorgensen, I think the striker, he's got 21 goals last season. Every of his leading goal scorer, he's not available, which is obviously good news for us, good news for Stones and Otamendi and so on. I'm not expecting an easy ride. I'm expecting they will really go for Manchester City because they want to, because they're confident in front of their own fans. But that probably could play into our hands a little bit, given the fact that we like it when teams come at us, because it gives us space to play, gives us space for our magicians and technicians to work their wonderful magic. The big news from the press conference, though, was the Yaya Toure thing. He hasn't played a single minute this season, and Pep said Yaya knows why he's not playing. He's not travelled as well to Rotterdam, which is intriguing. It's typically Yaya. Now, I did hear a rumour pre-season that apparently Yaya had been saying some things maybe he shouldn't have been saying, and I thought nothing of it. Then given the fact that he never played all season, now he's out of the squad and Pep's come out and said this, I think, well, maybe there is something in it. Maybe it has been typically Yaya. And the stuff I'm not going to say because it might not be true, but if it is what it is, then, well, it's just silly, kind of childish nonsense. The kind of stuff people say behind the boss's back and whatever. I'm not going to say what it is if it's true, because it might not be, but it's the kind of stuff where it's just, you think, Yaya, grow up a little bit. It's not enough to be irreversible or irreparable, but it's just silly stuff allegedly. Now, it might not be that. It might also be fitness. I want to stress that I could be wrong there, but I'm just putting 2 and 2 together and getting, well, what obviously looks like 4 to me, but it might not be that indeed. But it does seem very familiar given everything we've ever heard about Yaya, everything that always goes on, and it's always Yaya. I love him. He's a fantastic player, but I also think he's very needy and a bit of a child. Hopefully that will resolve soon, whatever it is. Could be fitness, it could be this nonsense that I've heard, and he'll be involved soon because he's a player of immense quality. Even his legs are going a little bit. He still has that vision, that brain that most footballers simply don't have. Some people, though, I do expect to be involved. I think there'll be plenty of rotation. I think we need to be playing. I think we need to do plenty of rotation as well. These players, it's not the biggest squad in the world, and these games come thick and fast, and the players will get tired at some point. So maybe we'll see the likes of Bernardo Silva play. Maybe Sterling, fresh from his suspension for celebrating a goal, maybe he'll play. Maybe Leroy Sane, given the fact that he scored 2 wonderful goals, with his confidence absolutely sky high, maybe he'll get a start as well. I wouldn't begrudge any of these players starting. I'm not expecting to see any changes on the back 4, if we play a back 4, that is, but defensive it may be unchanged. Maybe it'll be Danilo alongside Otamendi and Stones again. Ederson is touch and go. He's an absolute warrior. Pep's bigging up how much he wants to play, though he's still got that really ugly kind of cut down the side of his face. He's been wearing a Petr Cech headgear. Hopefully that won't last for long because I want him to be Ederson without a Petr Cech kind of imitation thing going on there. But I think we might be see Bravo in goal. He has travelled though. He's named in the squad, which is obviously a good sign. If he's not fit enough to make it, though, I suspect he will at least be on the bench. We do have Auro Moric there. He's a fantastic young goalkeeper, an absolute beast of a player with loads of potential. Definitely good enough to step in if he needs to be. I'm just hoping we go into this game with a good attitude because this is, in theory, a bunch of winnable games we've got now. We've got, in general, 5 easy-ish games that we should be looking to hopefully win in general, which could set us off on a good run of form in a good place and leave us feeling very confident. We've already had a very hugely morale-boosting win, obviously, against Liverpool. And if we win this game, then we've got Shakhtar at home. Then we've got Napoli as well. We could get those 3 victories there. That would be huge for City. And that would basically more or less confirm us through to the knockout stages very early on. You'd only need to do about, another draw or so maybe. So I think Pep will go for this, and rightfully so. I'm expecting the team to look something like Claudio Bravo in goal, the back 3 as it was at the weekend. Right wing back Walker, left wing back probably going to go with obviously Mendy there, and then midfield I think we'll see Fernandinho. I actually think we'll see Bernardo Silva, so David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, and then Leroy Sané kind of off Gabriel Jesus potentially. I think Aguero, Sterling, all this lot will be on the bench for now. Maybe not. I might be totally wrong there. We could even see Gundogan. Gundogan is due some game time, though. He might just be a late sub at some point. I could be miles wrong with the team. Let me know what the team should be in the comments. As for a prediction, I think Feyenoord will go for it. I think that'll play into our hands, and I think there'll be chances. So I'm going to go for a bold 3-1 victory for Manchester City. Fingers crossed I am right there. Anyway, guys, what do you think the team will be? This is my last video now until Sunday or Monday, I think, unfortunately. I'm going to Switzerland with work covering the North Face Mountain Festival. Yeah, I'm going to a mountain festival. I'm going to be paragliding and all that kind of stuff. I'm already shitting it. That'll be fun, though. So I'll be in the Alps and I'll miss this game probably a little bit. I'll probably be in a hotel somewhere by that point. I'll also miss the game of the weekend as well. But anyway, let me know what you think. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you sometime next week. See you later, guys.